AskReddit by Jeeves07. People who choose to be kind every day despite of not receiving the same kindness back, what motivates you? Because I could be the other person. Today you, tomorrow me. I try not to reproduce behavior I don't like in other people. Makes me like myself more. Yup, do it for yourself. When you live consistent to your values and principles, it builds your self-confidence, esteem, and just generally you walk lighter. That's more than enough reason. If the only reason you're kind to people is to get something back, you will always only ever be disappointed. Do it for yourself. I'm kind because I'm kind, not because other people are. Yup, this one for me. I just literally don't have it in me to be mean or rude. It's not who I am. That said, I have gone on a few rants at people who have treated me badly. Alone, in my car. Because I know how it feels when you're down and your day, week, month, year just fucking sucks. And if there's a chance I can make just one person who feels like that have a better day and feel good for a bit, then it's worth it. Edit. So I've never actually seen a full episode of Friends and had no idea I was close to the theme song. Took me a bit to figure out why so many people were saying I'll be there for you lol, but thanks for making me aware of that. Exactly. Me too. Something so simple and effortless as telling someone their shirt looks cool can honestly make a world of difference in someone's day, so why not do it? I'm not especially strong or educated. I'm not particularly well off, and I know I can get carried away and come off as annoying sometimes. So if I can't be strong or smart, socially adept or successful, I can definitely be kind. When I was young, I used to admire intelligent people. As I grow older, I admire kind people. Abraham Joshua Heschel. TBH, for me it takes a lot of effort to be an ass. No, like it's so tiring to be a dick. Like I'll get angry at something for a moment and before I know what's happening the wind has already left my sails and I can't be fucked anymore. I don't expect people to be kind back. I do it because it's the right thing, not because I'm hoping for any return. I just think you shouldn't make anyone else's life harder than it already is. Edit. I've been on Reddit 9 years and I've never had this much of a reaction to one of my comments. Thanks, y'all. To clarify, I am not a saint. There are exceptions, and my kindness does have limits. However, I usually try very hard to be nice to people because life sucks sometimes. When another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself, and his suffering is spilling over. He does not need punishment. He needs help. That's the message he is sending. Thich Nhat Hanh. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind. Always. Robin Williams. Being unkind makes me feel very guilty immediately lol, even if they deserved it. I just feel kind of angry or upset after. Never better. Totally. Anger. The world is often shitty and people are often selfish. So I'm relentlessly positive and friendly even when others abuse it. I'm not letting shitty people gaslight me into being like them. Fuck you world, be nice anyway, I love that energy. You never know who's suffering from what. And you never know how your kindness may impact someone's morale. Seeing other people happy is reward enough. Yes. Once, a lady smiled at me from her car when she let me cross the road and it literally made my entire week. I hope I have the same effect on people. It may only be a smile, but it can be so comforting in certain situations. Have a very nice day, D. My mother. She was the nicest person I've ever known. She was respectful, kind and nice to everyone, even the ones who were mean to her. She committed suicide in April of 2019, and it made me really question life at the time. I think of her and aspire to be that level of kindness. I guess it reminds me of her whenever I see I've made someone smile : I'm sorry, love. I lost my mom to suicide in 2017 and she was literally the light of everyone's day. All my friends adored her. She wasn't perfect but taught me to love others and stand up for people who couldn't speak for themselves. Anxiety makes me think everyone already hates me. In my experience, that's a vicious circle. I'm trying to get to the point where it doesn't matter if people like me or not. You make yourself anxious worrying what people think about you all the time. I'd rather put positive vibes out into the world. It feels good. It feels good and it's free. Once I realized that it's free being nice, I do it all the time. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. I believe in this quote a lot and try to live by it. Giving kindness is free and maybe, in some situations it may cost more effort. But at the end of the day, I just want them to be happy. That is reward enough for me. Because I wanna get that true pacifist run on this mortal realm before I start going for the genocide route. Edit, man. Who knew rambling on about how you are going to end the universe one day will get you the wholesome and hugs awards? Also, how is this helpful ? The reincarnation department of the afterlife is shaking in their boots. If no one is extending an arm, I take it as my responsibility to extend mine. And someday that arm will be extended to you in a time of need. You never know what someone is going through. Even the happiest of people can be struggling internally. I struggle with low self-esteem and suicidal thoughts. I never want someone else to feel how low I feel on a daily basis. Being kind can literally be life-saving. I hope you can give yourself the kindness you would show to others. You are deserving. 2xx. It isn't a conscious choice, it is the way that I am. Even when I am at my worst, feeling really down, I put on a smile. Having had some bad times that I wouldn't wish on anyone else, I just do what little I can. Yesterday I complimented a woman on her bright pink hair and we had a short but sweet conversation about it. I just want to be the reason that someone believes there are still good people in the world. The golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. However, once the line has been crossed, it becomes I will treat you the way you treat me, though my tolerance is fairly high. You can despise someone, yet still be nice. I do this. It's mainly projection. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I try to be considerate and polite because I want others to be considerate and polite. I don't do it to change the world, it's just the way I think people should act. Kindness begins with knowing we all struggle. I can't say I'm kind every day, because I'm often not, but I have noticed that my own life is better if I'm kind to wankers, especially living in a small community like I do. Being kind takes the sting out of rudeness, usually on both sides. Being nice to an ass makes me feel good, and often makes them back down and apologize, or at least stop doing what they're doing. Sometimes just asking if they're okay can make them stop, although sometimes it leads to a life story. I have always regretted being mean. I've never regretted being kind. One day an old man saw a boy upon a beach. The boy was picking up sand dollars that had washed ashore and were dying in the hot sun. Handful by handful the boy took as many sand dollars as he could to return them to the safety of the ocean. But the beach was covered in hundreds of exposed sand dollars. Seeing this foolishness, the man called out to the boy, "Why do you do such a thing? There are hundreds of sand dollars on this beach. You can only help so many. Why are you wasting your time on something that doesn't matter to you?" To which the boy responded, "Perhaps you are right. Perhaps this act does not matter to me, but it matters to them." And X200B. Kindness is a choice. You don't do it for praise or prize. You just do it because it's the right thing to do sometimes. I don't let our souls decide how I'm going to act. Everything I give is everything that I keep. Being kind is so much more powerful, if subtle, than unkindness. It costs me nothing but a bit of mental gymnastics, and for a few moments life isn't terrible. I came here to say this. Kindness is extremely powerful. When I chose to terminate my pregnancy, there were picketers outside Planned Parenthood yelling at the women going in and out of the clinic. One guy angrily accosted me as I was leaving. Instead of biting back with anger or more hate, I sat down with the man and politely listened to his position. In turn, he politely listened to my side. We discussed our mutual Christianity. We prayed together, and we both left the interaction smiling and saying God bless to each other as we parted ways. My kindness turned this rabid dog into a wagging puppy. My kindness turned what he labeled an adulterous baby killer into a human. And that's incredibly powerful. You can't control what you can't control. Live your own life and try to set an example. You catch more flies with honey. Not saying your motivation to be nice should be to get things out of people, but more opportunities present themselves when you're likable and people want to be around you. You sleep well and have diverse social groups to interact with. And being nice does not mean to let people take advantage of you. Clearly communicate your boundaries and have the other person confirm that they've heard and understand you. It costs nothing. You have a chance to get kindness in return. Roy's percent, always. We are all responsible for what we bring to this world, be it hate, anger, joy, acceptance. I like thinking that I can bring a bit of happiness into the lives of others. Having ideals means you stick to them no matter what. You have no expectation of getting anything in return. Trying to be a good person is done solely because it's the right thing to do. Not because you think people will like you better or you'll be rewarded. Even though being a good person has burned me so many times, I refuse to let it break my ideals. Living every day like it's my last so I can die without regrets. My lack of fucks. Fucks. What if they're just having a bad day? Or year? Or life? You never know. They probably didn't mean to hurt me. Or they just have problems. I don't know. Regardless, it's okay. I'll live. And maybe make their day a little better, at least I hope so. Maybe I'm naive, maybe not. I don't really care. I'm doing it anyway. Honestly, it makes my life easier. It's not too much work to be kind and I do not have to worry about what people think of me. I know what being treated bad is like and wouldn't put it on anyone. And a little good deed goes a long way. I mean, I don't expect people to be kind, but also, superheroes. I grew up reading comics. It's what led to me choosing my career, and like 90% of beliefs come from superheroes and then the other percent is like what my parents raised me with and also some Buddhism sprinkled in there. In short, I treat everyone like they are my mom, my dad, my siblings. Everyone is family to me and I wouldn't want to see any hurt on them. Just don't want to put out negativity into the world. Sometimes I am forced to at work, but I still try to do it as kindly as possible. Of course, this is not reciprocated most of the time, but meh. One thing my dad taught me is everyone has a story. We don't always understand what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. In my personal perspective, when I encounter someone bitter and cruel, it reminds me that it's a cold world out there, it needs warmth. I try to be that warmth, even if I don't receive it in return. There's zero point in being a dick. It does no one any favors. I like seeing others happy, especially thanks to me. Try to put more positive energy into the world. Used to have some issue. There's red in my ledger. I'm trying to wipe it out. I believe that you get from the world what you send out into the world. Even if I don't, At least I've made a positive impact on the world around me. It costs me nothing to be kind, so why wouldn't I be? Being kind in itself is a good feeling. Don't really care why others are unkind because I can't control everyone's actions. Just take the good feelings from it and go. Also, karma. Don't want to be a cockroach in my next life if there is one. Being mean requires the assumption that all people suck. Being kind requires faith that they don't. I've gotten farther in life being kind than I have being nasty. I measure my success in life by how much positive energy I can put out into the universe. Therefore it doesn't require reciprocation.